making the most out of our time, maximizing our time as busy moms, working full time. How do we make our time productive, maximized, and get the most in our day at the same time, trying to be calm and composed and really having a productive, fulfilling day? This could be quite a challenge, especially since we have such busy schedules, demands. However, I'm here to share with you 8 tricks or tips onto how to maximize the most out of your time into your day. And at the same time, it's going to enable you to not only to be productive, but to also be aware of what needs to get done. Try to sort out what's important, what's not important, and really try to get most out of your day. Okay, let's get right into it. These are my personal ideas. I am not perfect in doing them every day, all the time. However, this is usually what I do, and it helps me maximize my time, and it helps me to become productive and get a lot of things done in a very demanding schedule. Okay, so number one, my tip to you is don't depend on other people. The more you depend on other people, then you're really setting yourself up for disappointment. The more expectations we have on people. So let's say one thing my family loves is certain types of bread for Shabbat, right? And I would love that bread to be bought on Shabbat. Before Shabbat on Friday, nice and fresh from the store. However, really, that's really quite impossible because of my very demanding work schedule, and it won't usually work. So what I do is I buy it early on in the week and I freeze it. And right before Shabbat, I make it warm. So that's one example of just not depending on other people, not depending on our spouse to buy it. It may not happen. So the less we depend on people, the happier we'll be. Number 2, plan in advance. Remember, failing to plan is planning to fail. I'm a very big planner. I like to make lists and write things down. So I try to plan ahead on different things. Do they always work out? No. But at least I know I wanted to do this, and maybe it'll work out in the future. And so when you're planning it yourself, not depending on others, the less people you depend on, the better it is, the more likely the event will be successful. Then most of the time it will actually happen. So for example, a Sunday activity with the kids, you may not, maybe the husband isn't involved, maybe other kids in the family have different schedules, but let's say you want to have a family activity on a Sunday, and you don't know what it's going to be, what the weather will be like, but you want to have some quality time with the family. So what I like to do is either bake on Sundays with my girls, or we do some kind of arts and crafts. And I try to plan ahead on the activity. And it doesn't have to be a complicated activity. 10, 15 minutes, could be longer if you're baking. So one idea is we bought like these cute little plastic cups, and we decorated with Sharpies. And this is another idea, right? You just tape it around and use it as a cup. And it's really interactive. It's quality time. And if you bake something, what I usually do is we try not to eat pastries throughout the week, but if I bake something or prepare something on Sunday, we freeze it for Shabbat, and we have it. And this way it's quality time. At the same time, you have some dessert for Shabbat. Okay. Number 3 is you wake up early. Try to wake up early before the family, even if it's a holiday, even if it's the weekend. In this way, you have either a cup of coffee, or you meditate, or you look put together. You try to take a breather. Maybe you do 10-minute yoga stretch, which is really good for you, just to open up your body, open up your mind, and start off the day on a more calm and composed foot. Okay. Number 4 is make a list. As I said, I'm big on lists. List all the things you want to do today. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to get it done. However, you want to get these things done. The reason why it's good to make a list, I have like a little notepad here. I keep it handy. Sometimes they come with a magnet in the back. You can use that too. But the goal is not to try to do everything, but to be aware of what you would like to get done. This way you will try to plan out your day and squeeze the most into your day. And the goal is not to cross off as many things as you can, but to have an idea of what you want your day to look like and to get as much done as you can. And remember, the goal is to do it calmly. That's, of course, a different lecture that we've definitely touched on in previous videos. But the goal is just to be aware, how do you want your day to look like? So if I want sushi that day, if I'm running errands, then maybe I'll grab a sushi because that's what I want. And it's really important that you make a list. Another list you can make is, I do this every day for years. It's basically from Laura Doyle's advice, from the Surrendered Wife and the Empowered Wife. You make a list of 3 and 2. So 3 things are things that you just love doing, you enjoy, just for the sake of doing it and enjoying the moment. And 2 things are things that you need to get done, you don't enjoy doing, it's a self-discipline, but they have to get done. So what are some examples? 3 things are that you love doing. Maybe you like recipes and you want to look at a beautiful recipe book. That's only if you like recipes, right? If you're not a cook or if you don't like to bake, that's not enjoyable for you. Maybe a certain exercise or a nature walk, shopping therapy, or painting. It doesn't have to be something that's time-consuming or expensive, or just simply sipping a cup of coffee in peace and quiet for 5 minutes, right? So that could be something you're writing down. You're writing it down because it creates an intention for the day, for the moment. Okay, so 3 things that you love to do, and 2 things that you're doing really involve things that you have to discipline yourself. Maybe it's finishing the taxes, organizing the towel cabinet, making the medical appointments. And if you don't like exercise, maybe it's engaging in exercise. So it really all depends. And making lists creates that awareness for yourself. Okay. Number 5, as we said, is a low expectation of others. It's linked to number 1, which is don't depend on others. So low expectation of others is like you'd like something to happen from someone, you ask for them, but you don't expect it 100% to get done because it doesn't depend on the success of your day. For example, you asked your friend, your neighbor, a relative to join you for a family picnic. Now, your intention is to make sure the family picnic happens no matter what. So you're not depending on their food or their drinks or their snacks or their activities. You have to have a backup plan. So it's important that the less we expect from others, we're setting ourselves up for happiness and success. And remember, the more people that are in your family, the wider threshold of okayness there has to be, because we have to put up with more personalities, more styles, more preferences, and modes of living. Everybody's different, so we have to be accepting and understanding of that. Okay, number 6. Number 6 is a big one as well. It's called delegating. So you're delegating responsibilities, such as using a dishwasher instead of you washing the dishes, asking your children to help you. Maybe your husband helps. Maybe you have a cleaning lady or a mommy's helper. So you want to have someone help you out. You can't do everything, and sometimes we think, oh, maybe I should manage my time better or squeeze more out of myself. We cannot do everything. We have a certain amount of energy, time, capability to do it all calmly and sanely, right? So we want to make sure we are thinking about what we're doing, we're using our time wisely, and we're really utilizing everybody who actually can help us, and take that help graciously. Don't feel guilty or incompetent that you're not a good homemaker or mother or wife because you're not doing everything. Only Hashem does everything for everyone all the time and at any time. So we need to remind ourselves of that. Number 7, only do what you have to do. For example, you have so much laundry to do, but maybe you just need to wash the children's uniforms for tomorrow, or just the towels. So you literally just dump everything in one pile, just take the towels or the uniforms, and just do a small portion of what you really want to do. Even though it would be nice to have all the laundry done, we only have a certain amount of energy and time, so just do some of it. So only do what you have to do at the moment, especially when you have such a busy schedule and are trying to squeeze out that time. Okay, number 8 is the last one. It's if it's not the most important one, really it's self-care. If you take care of yourself, your emotional, mental, spiritual needs, you'll be able to take on more. We have to know how to balance ourselves, how to know how to rest, know how to stop. Buy yourself dinner or a small snack. You don't have to have your kids look at the packages, and enjoy. And I hope these ideas were really helpful. Remember, self-care is in your hands. Leah Abramov, Being and Becoming, awakening awareness of your greatness and potential.